When George Washington was president, the first Treasury Secretary was Alexander Hamilton, a staunch Federalist and industry supporter. But Britain had banned most industries from the colonies. Thomas Jefferson was Secretary of State, a plantation owner with slaves, an anti-federalist and supporter of farming. The country's history showed both industry and agriculture would be wildly successful. England had textile and steam engine industries before U.S. independence and worked to maintain their technological secrets. The industries had patents, and industry specialists were banned from migrating. Hamilton's Treasury Department openly encouraged pirating British tech. The first knowledgeable migrant was called Slater the Trader in England and the father of the American factory system in the new country. Samuel Slater started at a cotton mill at age 10 using Arkwright's water frame and continued his training in cotton spinning. Sam discovered the American interest and memorized as much of the operations before he migrated in 1789 at age 20, hiding his identity. Moses Brown and William Almy attempted to manufacture cloth using water power in Rhode Island, but without the necessary expertise. Slater signed a contract with them in 1790. Slater had the roller spinning textile factory opened by 1793 based on Arkwright type equipment. He created the Rhode Island management system using child labor, then whole families. Slater later broke with Almy and Brown and built his own mills, one of which became the site of America's first labor strike because of oppressive rules. Without patents, other entrepreneurs built their own cotton yarn mills, which numbered about 50 by 1800. New England's expansion of manufacturing was booming. Thanks to Article 1 of the Constitution, the U.S. had its first census in 1790, which showed a population of almost 4 million. The census showed New York as the largest city with over 33,000 and 6 cities with populations over 10,000. About 18% of the population were slaves. No demographic data was presented, but it was a start. The demographic and economic data expanded over time, including agriculture. Thanks to the improved data, we can track expanding GDP and industrial power. More later. Francis Cabot Lowell created a textile industry in Boston. Being a rich Brahmin got him access to industry secrets. Lowell set up the Boston Manufacturing Company as a joint stock company just in time for the War of 1812, which increased demand. The firm was vertically integrated, cleaning on the first floor, spinning on the second, and weaving on the top floor. It took a while, but the result was economies of scale, more efficient production at lower costs. Factories expanded across New England and the mid-Atlantic, then canals were built for more water power and increased transportation. Engineer Oliver Evans was the first American to build steam engines starting in 1801. Unlike James Watt, he built high-pressure engines, more powerful, less bulky but with a nasty habit of blowing up. Evans built a steam-powered wagon with limited commercial appeal. He later built a steam-powered dredge, a steamboat in the sense that it was used in the water. American engineer Robert Fulton was credited with developing the first commercially successful steamship, the Clermont, which traveled up the Hudson River. After years in Europe, Fulton returned to the U.S., partnering with Robert Livingston, and built the Clermont in 1807, initially called Fulton's Folly. Livingston's shipping company used it to carry passengers from New York City up the Hudson to Albany. Fulton used the Boulton and Watt low-pressure steam engine and had sails in addition to the engine. The engine was in the center, generating about 24 horsepower. On each side was a large paddle wheel, each 15 feet in diameter. The boat was 136 feet long, 18 feet wide, displacing 160 tons. Fulton later built the steamship New Orleans to take down the Ohio and Mississippi rivers to New Orleans. Conveniently, the ship was able to return upstream against the current. Eli Whitney gained fame for his cotton gin, although his attempt to lease the gin went awry. Whitney was equally well known for manufacturing muskets and claiming interchangeable parts. Did that happen? Next time on Food History and Mystery.